It's amazing what you guys do.
I think what you're doing is absolutely marvelous.
One, two, three, four.
What's going on?
You don't. There's no expectation of privacy in public.
It's illegal in Washington to record somebody's
It's not though. Yeah, it's the First Amendment.
Aren't you guys recording us, though? That's kind of a double standard.
My right to do this is the First Amendment. Freedom of speech, religion, press, petition, and assemble. What's your right to that? I shouldn't do that. If you don't want to be recorded, have a good night. You live in a park. It's paid for by tax dollars. I'm not. It's the First Amendment. That's why I'm doing it. Okay, close mouth. It matters. It's just about more. All right, y'all. Monday, July 22nd. We are going to change it up a little bit today. We are going to go to the Lewiston one. We're going to check it out, kind of see what they got going. And there's quite a bit of eyes on Clarkston right now. Let's hope people show up tonight. Hope people show up tonight. Hear what they gotta say. Seems like a pretty good collective over there. I don't know if our government can do much, but we're gonna go see what Lewiston has. I've always been kind of curious if their live stream is actually live stream or whatever, but we're about to find out. I don't even know if I'm on the right spot, but we're about to find that out too. If you've never been into the library, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Never very busy though. Hey.
What are you doing?
How are you?
Good.
I think there's city council meetings tonight. So.
Oh, is there? Because this is a beautiful one.
Isn't it? It's awesome. When I was coming in here applying for jobs and stuff, they were always nice to me and stuff. It's just phenomenal.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. More people should be here. Have a good night. All right. I don't know what that is over there. Used to have the computers over in that section over there, but not so much anymore. So, all right. We'll probably get some more displays unless we have to leave right after, but city council meeting is upstairs. At least I think. We're gonna find out. That was nice. That was a nice lady. Really cool her. Interact in a positive way. There's some Pac-Man games up here too. Starts at 6. Where do you say that?
You have to get up, slows your route, and opens yourself up to more injury manually, because those trucks aren't meant to be loaded manually. They're loaded for the pneumatic arms. And so it just eliminates or doesn't eliminate, but reduces your risk of injury and of course, just the, if you need a bigger tow, we have larger sizes.
Okay, thank you.
Questions, councilors? If not, I would entertain a motion.
Mayor,
Councilor Schroeder.
move to approve resolution 2024-34. Second.
Been moved by Councilor Schroeder, second by Councilor Forsman to approve resolution 2024-34. Clerk Rocky.
Council President Kleber.
Aye.
Councilor Schroeder.
Aye.
Councilor Forsman.
Aye.
Councilor Klein.
Aye.
Councilors, motion Passes. Item C, bid award IP-24-020 Lewiston WWTP waterline extension. Considering approving the bid award for the wastewater treatment plant waterline extension and pre-construction incorporated in the amount for the total amount of $750,480.60 and authorizing the mayor to execute the contract with the city of Lewiston and pre-construction incorporated. This is an action item. Once again, Director Johnson, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Dustin Johnson, Public Works Director, in front of you. This can throw you a curveball. So this is a water line funded through this wastewater fund. So this is just kind of more of the updates that need to be done out of the wastewater treatment plant. This is a water line, so it is in the public right of way. I believe it's called out on 12th Street North and 7th Avenue North. So if you go out to the plant, go by Pacific Recycling, it's all right there along that line going into the plant. There were multiple bids, quite a spread, 1, 2, 3, 4 bids received. The low one, as the mayor has already outlined, was Craig Construction, under engineer's estimate, something we don't see frequently these days, but we're excited to have that. I don't think there's much more to add on, but we'll move forward and get that water line put in. Stand for questions.
Thank you, Director. Councilors, questions for Director Johnson?
Mayor.
Councilor Forsman?
All right, I just got all the kinds of questions today. Just a quick one. How old are the existing pipes? I think we talked about it in the past, but.
That I don't have an answer for.
I'm not going to give you that one ahead of time, sorry.
Start me on that one. I know they're beyond the 8 service life. And a lot of it is they're undersized and just, they just need to be replaced with water main leaks out there. And so that's how we mains can operate. They can be 150 years old, but if they're good material, good soils, and they operate correctly, we're good with it. It's when they start malfunctioning, that means a water main leak. We need to replace them. And so this one's just the service life has reached the end of it, and will need to be replacing them.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilors, you have IFP-24-020 before you.
Mayor.
Councilor Schroeder.
Motion to award IFB-24-020 to Pre-Construction Inc. and authorizing the mayor to execute the agreement between the City of Lewiston and Pre-Construction Inc.
Second. It's been moved by Councilor Schroeder, second by Council President Kleber to award IFP-24-020 to Craig Construction Incorporated and authorizing the mayor to execute the agreement between the City of Lewiston and Craig Construction Inc. Clerk Rocky.
Council President Kleber.
Aye.
Councilor Schroeder.
Aye.
Councilor Forsman.
Aye.
Councilor Klein.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, councilors. Next up, we have item D, fire service water line access easement. Considering granting a fire service water line and access easement to Nez Perce County for a fire water service line from Nez Perce County Courthouse across the northwestern corner of city property located at the intersection of F Street and 12th Street. This is an action item. It looks like we have our Public Works Director, Dustin Johnson, to present this to us. Director.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Dustin Johnson, Public Works Director, one last time. So as the mayor has already outlined, this is a request for a utility easement by the county to serve the currently under construction courthouse. Essentially, they started construction. We've been working with the contractor and the county on this project for, 2 years, 3 years now. This little portion, this is a sliver of vacated F Street, so it's the alley between, I guess it starts in the parking lot that serves the city hall, and then you've got the police station to the south side. We had to move some things around as far as utilities, and the fire service line now has to jet out into this little corner of the alley, or it's fee property now, so it is city-owned property. Staff looked at it, didn't see any, there's nothing that can be built on it, so this easement seemed reasonable, but everything has to go to council for your approval on this, so I'm here for questions if you have any.
Thank you, Director. Councilors, questions? Questions I have on the Councilors, you have it.
I'd like to make a motion to grant a fire service water line and access easement to Nez Perce County and authorizing the mayor to sign the easement.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilor Klein, second by Councilor Forsman to grant a fire service water line access easement to Nez Perce County and authorizing the mayor to sign the easement. Is there further discussion? Very good. Clerk Rocky?
Council President Kleber,
Aye.
Councilor Schroeder,
Aye.
Councilor Forsman,
Aye.
Councilor Klein.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Councilor. Thank you, Director. Next up, Council, we have item E, Kroger Company proposed opioid settlement agreement, considering whether the city of Lewiston will opt into the multi-state settlement agreement with Kroger Company for its role in the national opioid crisis. This is an action item. We have our city attorney, Jennifer Kingano, here with us tonight to present this. Jennifer, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, councilors. Jennifer Tangano, City Attorney. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview of this particular proposed settlement. This is one of many of the national opioid settlements that the state of Idaho has been entering into. The city has been asked to opt into the settlement proposal as a part of the national opioid settlement process through the Idaho allocation agreement. The National Opioid Settlement Group requires that for every political subdivision that is participating, that they must opt in. Otherwise, they lose the ability to participate and receive settlement funds for that particular settlement agreement. So far, the city has opted into every other settlement agreement. This particular one is with Kroger Company. More specifically, the proposed settlement is for $1.2 billion payable over 11 years. The Idaho Attorney General strongly encourages all the Idaho municipalities and county governments to participate. The more that participate in each state, the more likely that that state will receive its full entitlement award. For the state of Idaho, if it receives its full entitlement based on the numbers provided in that agreement, Idaho would set to receive around $9,594,429, and the city of Lewiston, in accordance with the allocation agreement, would receive around $193,582.47. That is, as long as my math is correct. But what the state roughly receives 0.7995% of that $1.2 billion, and then of that amount that Idaho receives, the city of Lewiston receives about 2.0177% of that. So we're talking really low percentages and really high amounts. So the city would be able to receive that if it were to opt in. In exchange for opting in, the city would waive any potential claims that it would have against Kroger Company, and it would agree to use the funds in accordance with opioid remediation, which is the same programs for the most part that the city is using all the other opioid settlement funds. The city would report to the state how we're using the funds as we are in all the other national opioid settlements. So it's not different than what we're already participating in. And the reason why we're coming before you is because we would like you all to authorize the mayor to opt into the settlement agreement and allow the city to continue to receive those new funds as they roll in.
Thank you,
Any
Jennifer.
questions?
Councilors, questions for Jennifer? I know we have two items over here, Jennifer. So, councilors, you have active agenda item B before you. Councilor Klein.
Motion to opt in. To opt into the multi-state settlement agreement with Kroger Company.
Okay.
Been moved by Councilor Klein, second by Councilor Forsman to opt into the multi-state settlement agreement with Kroger Company. Clerk Rocky.
Council President Kleber,
Aye.
Councilor Schroeder,
Aye.
Councilor Forsman,
Aye.
Councilor Klein.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, council. Next up, item F, resolution 2024-33, considering authorizing the mayor to sign on behalf of the city of Lewiston opioid settlement documents related to the national opioid settlement and settlement of lawsuits related to this matter as they may become required. This is an action item. Again, we have our city attorney, Jennifer Tangano, with us. Jennifer.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council, Jennifer Tangano, City Attorney. This particular resolution that's before you, Resolution 2024-33, authorizes the mayor to sign not only this current opt-in agreement, but other opt-in agreements that may come forward. As I mentioned, the state of Idaho is the primary party that's entering into these agreements, and the cities and municipal and county governments are also then required to either opt in or stay out of the litigation. A lot of this is continuing on the same timeline and same course of action as all the other settlement agreements. And other jurisdictions are leaving the decision up to their city attorneys, their city mayors, or other individuals within their local governments, because of the fact that it's more a continuing course of action and not individually new agreements. So yes, they are new agreements, but they're part of an overarching national opioid settlement. It's involving the same primary litigation firms, the same settlement review committees, and the same entitlement processes. The state and the city are not reevaluated each time. We are lumped in because of our prior participation. So this particular resolution kind of outlines a lot of the history and how this is a continuing course of action, and asks that the city council grant the mayor the authority to enter into and execute documents necessary for the settlement of these lawsuits and the allocation of settlement funds. Again, the allocation of settlement funds is already predetermined by the Idaho State Allocation Fund Agreement. But it is to include, but is not limited to, the agreements, releases, or other documents required to effectuate settlements and distributions of funds related to the Idaho AG's office, the National Opioid Settlement Enforcement Committee, and other settlement entities related to this particular National Opioid Settlement lawsuits. Questions?
Thank you, Jennifer. Councilors?
Motion to.
Go ahead.
Okay. Motion to approve resolution 2024-33, correct? Yep. Second. Sorry.
Been moved by Councilor Forsman, second by Councilor Schroeder to approve resolution 2024-33. Clerk Rocky?
Council President Kleber.
Aye.
Councilor Schroeder.
Aye.
Councilor Forsman.
Aye.
Councilor Klein.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Next up, council, we have item G, Cooperative Emergency Services Agreement, considering approval of the Cooperative Emergency Services Agreement between the City of Lewiston and Clearwater Paper Corporation for Fire and Emergency Support Services. This is an action item, and we have with us here tonight our Fire Chief, Greg Reitmeyer. Chief, welcome. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Greg Reitmeyer, Fire Chief, Lewiston. Council, before you this evening is a contract with Clearwater Paper as a private company within our area that we serve and work with. Previously to this, we had a mutual aid agreement with them, and it was discovered through some contract work that that was not something that we can have per Idaho law. So we have rewritten the agreement where we're under the law, and we have a mutual understanding that we'll support each other if requested, and then we'll just submit an invoice to each other for those services rendered using the state mobilization rate, so that it's a neutral third-party rate setting that it's really not look to for anybody to make money off of each other, just to help each other out if we need to, and to stay within the bounds of the law. Any questions? I'm happy to answer.
Mayor.
Councilor Forsman.
I think I'm maybe not getting the full scope. So what, I think I understand what we provide, but what do they provide?
If we were to request them, either an engine company, a hazardous materials response, just any kind of help, They have a fire department similar, provide similar services that we do as an industrial fire brigade rather than a municipal fire department.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
Chief, I have a question. If you're not able to answer this, Jennifer and I discussed it this morning, but as you know, Clearwater Paper made an announcement today about their future operations, and they are going to be, they have reached an agreement with another company to sell their tissue side of their plant. And so the question that came up is, okay, well, what happens to them? Do we have an agreement with them also? And it's my understanding that under this agreement, you would be able to still respond to the tissue plant, even though it will not be under Clearwater Paper Corporation control. Are you familiar with that?
I am not familiar with that. I would have to phone a friend to our fine city attorney.
Well, because this will move quick, and then that way you'll know, and we'll all know in case this question comes up. So,
Super. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mayor Jennifer Tinganos, City Attorney. The third whereas clause of this cooperative emergency services agreement provides Clearwater has agreements to obtain equipment and retain personnel for emergency assistance from private parties that requires those personnel to follow and carry out the terms of any contracts between Clearwater and third parties to provide cooperative emergency assistance such as the city. That particular whereas clause was included because Clearwater Paper does have a contract with its fire service provider on site, and my understanding from their legal counsel is that contract requires that third party or their fire service provider to participate and be essentially a party to any other emergency assistance contracts that they have. In the past, they did not have that, so we typically contracted with that fire provider as well. So long as Clearwater maintains contracts with their fire service that requires that fire service to provide service to the new party there, and Clearwater kind of maintains that, then the city would be able to provide services on Clearwater's behalf for that part of the plant. However, that might be something that all parties, the city and Clearwater and this new owner, would want to look into further if there's any concerns by any of the parties.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know because they called me this morning and we talked about a lot of things, so that was one of them. But it's good to know. Yeah. Councilors, you have this cooperative emergency services agreement before you.
Mayor, make a motion.
Councilor Forsman.
Motion to approve the cooperative emergency service agreement between the city of Lewiston and Clearwater Paper Corporation and authorizing the mayor to sign the agreement.
Been moved by Councilor Forsman, second by Councilor Schroeder to approve the cooperative emergency services agreement between the city of Lewiston and Clearwater Paper Corporation and authorizing the mayor to sign the agreement. Clerk Brockey.
Council President Kleber.
Aye.
Councilor Schroeder.
Aye.
Councilor Forsman.
Aye.
Councilor Klein.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Council. Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Councilors, we're going to jump over agenda item 7. There are no items moved from the consent agenda. Item number 8, unfinished and new business. Item 8, city councilor comments. Comments shall not be related to an item currently before the city council or an item that may come before the city council in the foreseeable future and shall be limited to comments, not discussion.
Mayor.
Councilor Forsman.
I just want to remind the public with the rising temperatures being what they are and unsafe, that temperatures inside a car can reach critical levels, putting people and your pet at risk of serious illness or death in less than 10 minutes, even on a day that doesn't seem hot to you, even in the winter months as well. Children can't be left accidentally in the car or may find their way into one while playing, unable to get out with hot and humid weather. Vehicle temperatures can reach levels in a very short time. Small children cannot remove their own clothing, tell people they're too warm, or get out of the car, seat, or vehicle without assistance. Dogs can't sweat to cool down, and their body temperatures can rise to dangerous levels even with the windows cracked. Heat stroke is a medical emergency that can lead to brain damage or death if not treated immediately. in 2023, 29 children died from heat stroke in cars. This is a thing I've been seeing on the news a lot. I haven't seen any here in Lewiston, but there are kids being left in cars. Parents forgetting for whatever reason, or there could be a lot of reasons, it's controversial, but make sure you are watching that heat. I've seen actually in Lewiston dogs being left in cars constantly. Be careful of that, because even like I said, with the windows open, it can reach to extreme temperatures and put your dog at risk. So just be careful with this heat rising. Think smart, watch out for your children, your dogs, and enjoy the rest of the summer.
Thank you, Counselor. Further council comments? Okay. Item B, city boards and commissions liaison updates.
We got canceled, otherwise I would. All of our meetings got canceled. I don't really have anything to.
Okay, item C, mayor's comments. Well, I guess to piggyback on that comment, you know, the city of Lewiston has a handful of facilities around the city that are open during business hours, and it is a place where those who might need to either welcome to come in and co-op. So those are always open to the public. I do want to share a comment too about the Lewiston Airport. I was able to make their meeting last week, and they had a presentation there on the terminal study. So they have two options that they're looking at for either a remodel or a new terminal up there. So it's in the early stages. They had some consultants in from Minneapolis to talk about that, but it was pretty exciting to talk about what may be in the near future. So anyway, if you have an interest, you can go on the website and look at some of that, but it was exciting for me to hear that. Item D, Advisory Board Commission appointments. This is an action item. We have an application for the Disability Advisory Committee here. Disability Advisory Commission, number 1, Disability Advisory Commission, considering appointing Mark Davis to a 3-year term. This is an action item. I move to approve the appointment of Mark Davis to a 3-year term on the Disability Advisory Commission. It's been moved by the Mayor, seconded by Councilor Schroeder. Those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Mark, for your service, if you're listening. Next up is item E, agenda topics. Action item. Councilors, anything to add today? No? Okay, with that, we move to Roman number 9, adjournment. Mr. Mayor, so moved.
Second.
Moved by Council President Lieber, seconded by Councilor Schroeder to adjourn. Those in favor, please signify by